for people who don't know who you are, would you, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Kara Lynne. I am the customer relations manager over at Rippaverse. So I work for Eric July. Yes, that lovely Rippaverse hat that you are rocking. So if you guys have any issues with orders, anything like that, basically I'm the person that you're going to be talking to. So I'm the person who, like, if something gets messed up, I fix it. That's my job. I'm the fixer.
All right, cool. So, what's it called again? Of course, for people who don't know, I believe it was last Saturday was your cancel-versary.
Anniversary. Yeah. So unfortunately, well, is it like unfortunately or is it fortunately that I got canceled? Because this has seriously been like one of the best years that I've had in a really, really, really long time. But like, do we want to tell the story just in case somebody doesn't know, like who I used to work for, that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure there are some people that are in the chat who are like, yeah, they will definitely love to know. Like, of course, like, Grae and I, we do know, but we don't know like the, from your side. We only hear from what other people has mentioned and what the media and the fact that you were on Tucker Carlson, that was pretty damn cool as well. And there's an article about you on New York Post. So yeah, so by all means, yeah, we would love to hear your story.
Yeah. I was the community manager at a video game publisher called Limited Run Games. I was there for, I think, 2 going on 3 years. And I had woke up one day and realized that there was a hit piece on me, basically, that was tagging my work and everyone, saying that I was a transphobe because of one tweet from 2017, and because I followed 5 conservatives out of 1,300 people. And
2017.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Wow.
One tweet, and that's it. And if they were smart, or if they would have cared, they could have just searched my name and the word trans, and there was actually a post with me defending somebody anyway. So they definitely cherry picked what they wanted out of the whole thing. They weren't there out of with a good faith argument. They were there to cause issues.
Mm-hmm.
They found a target that day, and I just happened to be it. But so I got a message. It was around like 9:30 that morning from one of my coworkers, just like being like, "Hey, like this is going on. I don't know if you've seen." And then I tried to reach out to a couple of my bosses, and I never heard anything back until about 4:30, whenever I got called in for a meeting and was fired.
Holy crap! Like,
After
did they like,
they
did they apologize or anything like that, or they're
No.
just like, oh, you're done?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, they didn't apologize. They're like, like, we don't want to, but we have to. Like, it's just, it was pretty ridiculous. And one of the people that I was following at the time was Ian Miles Chung, and he's the one who kind of really kicked off the story that kind of made it go viral. And then Ryan Kinnell was the first person to make a video over it. So we all know Ryan from RK Outpost. And so whenever I text my family and was trying to like explain to them what was going on, of course I was sending Ryan's videos and stuff to them, and then Razorfist did one that was really funny. There's like even Blair White has done videos about me. Like it's a really interesting feeling to like see people that like you've watched content before, or at least have heard of before. Like, I'll be honest, like, I was not very familiar with this side of the internet before everything. But you think if I was such a transphobe, I would have known who everybody was over here, right? That's like that's the big thing over here. We're all horrible people. We're all hateful. So we must all know each other and agree on every single topic. But yeah, that's exactly what it means. I followed somebody, so I must agree with every single one of their posts that they've ever made. But yeah, it's kind of been a wild ride. I went on Tucker. The first person I talked to publicly happened to be Eric July. And the whole thing that started with that was my husband had actually watched his content for years. And my husband's always been more into like the political side of things than I have. I just recently didn't get into the more like political topics until I started getting dragged into them. And then I was just like, okay, the people who are starting this are really dumb. Like, why are they making all these like world decisions? Why? Why are they doing? Why do they have this power? They don't deserve this. And like there a lot of them are just people who crave that victimization, and as soon as they get a tiny bit of it, they just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. But I was scrolling through my DMs one morning with my husband, and Eric was one of the people who had DM'd me, and he's just like, "Oh, like Eric July messaged you? Like that's so cool." He's like, "I've watched his stuff for years. Like this is awesome." And he's like, "I know exactly who that is." And then like Brett Cooper had reached out to me, and I had talked to like I had seen Brett Cooper's stuff. And then like there's like a few names of people that I had recognized here and there. But it was definitely it was a very surreal feeling to be just kind of thrown into the deep end and not know how to swim in a situation like this, because it felt like I had a weight being tied to my ankle. And I was like, I have no idea what to do. Like, where's the shore? Where do I go? And I was honestly scared and exhausted and overwhelmed. And I think the week that I had taken to just kind of step away and think about it really helped, before making a very emotionally driven response. I think taking a step back and thinking about what I wanted to say and not being hasty with my words, definitely, I probably could have said things that I didn't mean, and I'm glad that I didn't. So
yeah, that's a crazy story. And the fact that like these crazy people would like go back, so it's been a year, so that means 2023. So they went back like 6 years just to see, oh, let's see what she said and
it's
what she
been 8
followed,
years. I think it's been 7 or 8 years since.
Oh wow. Yeah, 7. Yeah, it's been total 7 years now since they went back to 2000. So I'm looking up right over here. It says yeah, I believe it's like 2016. Yeah, and it's insane. And it's not like it's anything controversial. It's just like,
yeah, I recall it's not something so
go ahead.
bad. It isn't. I don't remember, but when I read the tweet, it wasn't anything too bad.
No, and it was more of how people would take advantage and smear the the usage of claiming to be like trans or non-binary or something. That was the intention of the post, was saying, hey, like the main people that are going to be abusing these are people that aren't actually trans or non-binary or whatever they choose to be. There are people who are looking for a loophole to insert themselves into a a place that's vulnerable for people. That was the intention behind it.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah.
I would say it's it's definitely uncalled for what they say, and like I'm looking at one of them right now, and it says you know, this person like tagged LRG, and it says that like you're transphobe who follows veritable who of right-wing transphobic creeps, unless is until she gets fired from the company permanently. I'm not giving another. It's like this one person retweeted, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other people did it too, and it's like, um you know, LRG, I'm not sure how big that company is, but like they're like, oh crap, you know, we have one crazy purple hair person who's on Twitter, and we gotta, you know, adhere to what they say. It's because what, you know, Twitter's real world, right?
Yeah,
So
Twitter's the real world.
Mhm.
Twitter people who have never run a business obviously have the knowledge to run a business and make all the smart decisions in the world.
yeah, but it's and now that you're part of you're with, you know, the Rippaverse, and like a lot of people have been saying we're glad you got canceled.
I know.
Yeah, it's such a great it's such a great thing. It's sort of like it's like that thing I messaged is sort of you know, strike me down, you know, and I'll be more powerful than you can ever imagine. So it's basically the only reason why people are canceled is if you are allowed to get canceled, right? And if you stand your ground, it's like, look, I didn't say anything wrong, you know, and you don't
I didn't, and
apologize
I
because
did
you didn't.
not apologize.
Yeah, which is
I
good. And
refused to apologize, and that is one reason why I took that step back that first week, is because I wanted to make sure that what I was saying was not giving in to them, but it was also like, "Hey, like, you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. You're welcome to continue being wrong. I'm going to continue on with my life now."
yeah, yeah, it's and I'm so glad that it's you got canceled, and now, you know, we were, because if that incident did not happen, like you say the best year that you can remember of your life it's is because of that situation,
It
you know, an
is.
unfortunate circumstance, and then now it's like, you know, one door opens and like millions of doors
Another
have
one.
opened for you. Now you
Yeah.
have many outlets, and you know, you meeting a whole bunch of people, and it's that's pretty freaking awesome. And you're an amazing person. Getting to meet you at LA Comic Con, and yeah, it's awesome. It's such an amazing story, and it's ridiculous how it started. But I'm glad that you're, you know, like me and Grae,
I'm glad y'all adopted me.
yeah, I'm glad that we did. But me and Grae are relatively, I would say, young in this YouTube culture, right? Like you and your husband, like we've been following like these big creators, you know, Nerdrotic, Eric July. We've been following them for a while now, and getting to meet them in person and seeing that and people are just saying, "Oh, Ryan Kinno is the biggest racist in the world. You know, he's a sexist, misogynist,
Ryan
every
hates
name in the book."
women.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, yeah,
Ryan
just
is
like
one of the sweetest people. Like, if you've ever met Ryan in person, which I think
Yeah.
you probably met
We
him at the
did.
meetup,
yeah,
We did.
and he is one of the sweetest people. Like, yes, he can be a dick on the internet, but he's our dick, and we will protect him, and he will do the same for you. Like, he was one of the first people who publicly had my back, and I cannot tell you how much that helped me. Like, how much that, like, somebody who didn't even know me spoke up and was just like, "Hey, what they're doing is wrong." And you have a Dr. Pepper, and I'm very jealous. I wish I had a Dr. Pepper right now. Um I have water. It's boring. Um, but it's one of those where I definitely could have gone. Like, it was already like a really tough time for me for not knowing how to navigate that. But having people have my back, like Ryan, like Az, like Melanie, like everybody, like Melanie, I've actually known Melanie for a few years now. She's the only person outside of like Melanie was the only person outside of the group that I'd actually known before everything went down. And it was just because her, like, one of my best friends used to do a show with Melanie. Like, and so I met Melanie like back in 20, oh gosh, it's been a long time. I met her years ago. I think it was at PAX.
Okay.
I think it was at PAX East or something. But so I've known Melanie for a long time. But she's the only person out of this entire community that I had actually like known. And she was the only one who really stuck up for me, which meant a lot. And like that's one reason like I will go to bat for this community, is because you will defend people who you don't know, but you're willing to speak up and say, hey, like, they didn't do anything wrong, like, they're fine, like, come on, we've got a spot for you, like, come on, we got you. Let's go have a drink. Let's go talk about games.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really love about, like, I would say this community, like, may it be it's the fellowship, the the 199, or welcome to the rebellion, like whichever, right? Like people who are just like sick and tired of what's happening with the world, and like it feels like like the people of here are just of like common sense and like just like like-mindedness with everything that we've been doing. It's just like, wait, why people getting so upset over this thing? Wait, this doesn't make sense. And why is this person, just because Zachary Levi follows Libs of TikTok, they're trying to like cancel him, right? It's just,
hey, I got canceled for following Libs of TikTok. We have something in common.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.